So let's talk about your nephew, Swizz. Was he what, like 18 or 19 at the time when you all first started dropping hits?
Yeah, so basically what happened was we he was about 16, 17. He was just about 17. He was going in. He got his first million about 16.
Uh,
We made him rich about 16. We made sure he got M in his pocket about 16. And then after that, it was all sky's the limit after that. 17, 18, he was on his way.
well, just talk about his work ethic and pretty much how he ended up becoming like the chief producer with Ruff Ryders, and then the man he's become now, where he's pretty much a mogul, like with Verzuz and Full Surface and getting that degree from Harvard. Just doing a lot of amazing things.
Well, the thing with Swizz, I started Swizz at 12 years old with a simple phone call from my grandmother saying that Swizz wanted to come in and do some music because he heard I was starting a record company. And I talked to Swizz and I told him the same thing. I asked him one question: "How you doing in school?" And he wasn't doing all that great. I said, "If you do better in school, you can come out and come to the studio and do some work here." I said, "But only if you're doing good in school. We're not gonna support you. I'm not gonna support you." So he started doing better in school. He'd come in every weekend, and so we made it hard on Swizz because Swizz was pretty much he's family, so we double hard on family. Since we don't want you to think that you're gonna get a free ride over here. So we made him have to go work up under Irv Gotti, work up under Chad Elliott, work up under Dane Grease and all those guys. And he was like, "Yo, man, these guys are they I'm watching them, but they not showing me anything." I said, "They not showing you. They show me little stuff, but I can't get it." I said, "You got to stay in there and figure it out. If you want it, you're gonna have to take the time out to do it." Swizz, he took the time out to actually have the patience to go through all the steps and to learn everything that he needs to learn to become a better producer. And nobody gave it to him easy. So he had to learn his craft, and he was willing to take the time out to do it. So, I got to give it to Swizz that he sticked in there. And then what happened was he was doing a lot of sampling, but then from the samples, what happened was he couldn't he seen everybody was doing samples, so he stopped doing samples. He threw away 500,000 beats of samples, and then he's like, "Yo, I ain't doing samples no more. I'm going to do live music." And that's when he started doing the keyboard live stuff, and his music started to come through. So Swizz was being creative and different. So he stepped his game up. So yeah, Swizz work ethic he had overcome the resistance with persistency. And his work ethic he never was discouraged, and he always kept working and coming back. And so through all the learning and the lessons that he had learned coming from us going into the music industry, actually he evolved and he was able to keep up with the flow. So his work ethic was definitely, he changed with the weather in the music industry. And so once you got him in, he never looked back. And that's what's so different about Swizz. Once he get in, he has a vision. So he has a vision, he has the talent, and he has the work ethic to go with it.